My name is Adelaide, and I warned my sister Emma 100 times. Do not tell Derek's family about the inheritance, I'd said over and over. Not until you're absolutely sure about them. But Emma, sweet and trusting Emma, never listened to me. Adelaide, you're being paranoid, Emma had said during her wedding rehearsal. Derek's family is wonderful. His mother, Patricia, has been nothing but kind to me. Kind? I'd scoffed. She's asked you about our finances 3 times in the past month. She's just making conversation, Emma insisted. She wants to get to know me better. I'd grabbed her hand. Emma, please, just wait. We're talking about Mom and Dad's estate, $100 million. People change when that kind of money is involved. Derek isn't like that, she'd protested. He loves me for me, and his mother is a good woman. Then there's no harm in waiting a few months, is there? I'd pressed. Emma had pulled away. You always think the worst of people. I'm tired of living in fear. Derek is my husband now, and I'm not keeping secrets from him or his family. The wedding had been beautiful. I'd put on a smile and hug them both, but my stomach was in knots the entire time. 24 hours later, my phone rang at 7 a.m. Adelaide? Emma's voice was shaking. They're here. Patricia and Derek are here, and they have papers. I jumped out of bed. What kind of papers? Something about joint accounts and family trusts. Patricia said since we're married now, Derek has rights to our combined assets. Adelaide, I'm scared. Derek's acting different. He's not the man I married. Did you tell them? My heart sank. Emma, did you tell them about the inheritance? Silence, then a whisper. Last night, at the after-party. Patricia kept asking where our money came from, and I told her. Adelaide, she smiled, but it wasn't a nice smile. And this morning, they showed up with a lawyer. Lock yourself in a room, I commanded. Don't sign anything. I'm calling Michael Stevens. He's the best estate attorney in the state. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Adelaide, Derek is saying if I don't cooperate, he'll file for a contested divorce and claim I deceived him about our financial situation. My blood boiled. He married you yesterday, and he's already threatening divorce? Emma, that's not love. That's a scam. Stay strong. I'm on my way. I hung up and immediately dialed Michael Stevens. Michael, it's Adelaide Morrison. I need you at my sister's house immediately. We have a situation involving marriage fraud and financial coercion. I'll be there in 15 minutes, Michael responded without hesitation. Don't let her sign anything. I threw on clothes and raced to Emma's new house, the one Derek had insisted they buy together, even though Emma could have paid cash for a mansion. Now I understood why. He wanted his name on assets immediately. When I arrived, I could hear Patricia's shrill voice through the door. Emma, darling, this is just standard procedure for newlyweds. We're family now. What's mine is yours, and what's yours is ours. I burst through the door without knocking. Step away from my sister, I said coldly. Patricia's fake smile faltered. Adelaide, how lovely. We're just having a family discussion. This family discussion is over, I said. Emma, where are these papers? Derek stood up, his face red. Adelaide, this is between my wife and me. You have no right. I have every right. That's my sister. And that's my family's money they left to both of us. And Emma, I turned to my sister, is your husband on your marriage license as Derek Morrison or Derek Coleman? Emma's face went pale. Morrison, He took my last name. He said it was romantic. I smiled grimly. Romantic. Or strategic. Patricia, I assume you advised your son to take Emma's name to establish immediate claim to Morrison family assets? Patricia's expression hardened. You have a very suspicious mind, Adelaide. And you have a very greedy one, I shot back. Michael was scanning the papers, his expression growing darker. These documents would give Derek full power of attorney over Emma's assets, access to all her accounts, and position him as sole beneficiary of her estate. Emma, if you'd signed these, your husband could have drained every account, sold every asset, and you'd have no legal recourse. Emma's face crumbled. Derek? Is that true? Derek's jaw tightened. It's not like that. Mom just said we needed to protect ourselves. Protect yourselves! I laughed bitterly. From what? From the woman you claimed to love? Emma came into this marriage with everything, and you came with debt and a scheming mother. How dare you? Patricia shrieked. My son loves Emma. Your son loves $100 million, I corrected. Michael, what are our options? Michael closed his briefcase. First, we secure all of Emma's assets immediately. Then we investigate whether this marriage was entered into under fraudulent pretenses. Emma, I need to ask you something important. Did Derek know about your inheritance before he proposed? Emma thought back, tears streaming down her face. I mentioned it once. 3 days later, he proposed. Adelaide, you tried to tell me. You said 6 months wasn't long enough to really know someone. Emma, baby, please. Derek tried to approach her. Don't let your sister poison you against me. We can work this out. Stay back. I positioned myself between them. Emma, you need to answer this. Do you want to stay married to this man? Emma looked at Derek, at Patricia's calculating expression, at the papers in Michael's hands. I don't know who this man is. The Derek I thought I married would never threaten me with divorce the morning after our wedding. Smart girl, Michael said. I'm recommending you file for an immediate annulment based on fraud. We'll also be reporting this attempted financial coercion to the authorities. You can't prove anything, Patricia snarled. Derek has every right to his wife's assets. Actually, a new voice said from the doorway, she can prove quite a bit. We all turned. A woman in a police detective's badge stood there with a file folder. I'm Detective Sarah Warren, she said. Mrs. Adelaide Morrison contacted me this morning. I've been investigating Derek Coleman for the past hour. Turns out, this isn't his first marriage to a wealthy woman. The room went silent. What? Emma breathed. Detective Warren opened her folder. Derek Coleman was married twice before. First to Jennifer Hayes, heiress to a pharmaceutical fortune. Married 6 months after meeting, divorced 8 months later after he'd transferred significant assets. Second marriage to Rachel Winters, real estate developer. Same pattern, quick marriage, immediate financial consolidation attempts, divorce within a year. That's a lie, Derek shouted. Both women filed restraining orders. Detective Warren continued. Both marriages were annulled based on fraud, and both reported that Derek's mother, Patricia, was instrumental in the schemes. She'd been charged twice but never convicted due to lack of evidence. This time, we have evidence, Michael said. These documents, prepared before the wedding showing premeditation. Your son taking Emma's last name to establish asset claims. The timeline of the proposal immediately after learning about the inheritance. Detective, I'll be filing a criminal complaint for attempted theft by deception and conspiracy to commit fraud. Patricia's face was purple with rage. You think you're so smart, Adelaide. You've just destroyed your sister's marriage. No, I said calmly. You destroyed it 24 hours after it started. Emma, pack a bag. You're staying with me tonight. Derek grabbed Emma's arm. You can't just leave me. Remove your hand from my sister, I said dangerously. Detective Warren stepped forward. Mr. Coleman, I suggest you do that. Ms. Morrison, I'll need you to come to the station tomorrow to file a formal statement. In the meantime, I'm documenting everything here today. Emma looked at Derek with such sadness. Did you ever love me? Even a little? Derek's silence was answer enough. The next morning, Michael's office was packed. Emma and I sat across from him while he laid out our strategy. The good news is we moved fast, Michael explained. Emma, I've frozen all your accounts. Derek can't touch anything. We've also filed for an emergency annulment with the court. How strong is our case? I asked. Very strong, Michael replied. The pattern of behavior, the pre-prepared documents, the timeline, it all shows premeditation. Plus, Detective Warren discovered that Patricia has been running this con with Derek for 5 years. They specifically target women who've recently inherited money. Emma's hands were shaking. I feel so stupid. Adelaide warned me, and I didn't listen. You trusted someone you loved, I said softly. That's not stupid. That's human. What's stupid is what they tried to do. A knock on the door interrupted us. Michael's assistant entered. Mr. Stevens, Derek Coleman and Patricia Coleman are here with their attorney. They're demanding a meeting. Michael smiled grimly. Show them in. This should be interesting. Derek and Patricia entered with a man in an expensive suit who introduced himself as Richard Walsh. My clients are willing to negotiate, Richard began. They propose a settlement where Derek receives $2 million in exchange for an immediate, uncontested annulment. I laughed out loud. You tried to steal $100 million yesterday, and now you're asking for $2 million? That's rich. My client is entitled to marital assets, Richard started. Your client was married for 24 hours, Michael interrupted. And we have evidence of fraud. The marriage is being annulled, which means legally it never existed. Derek gets nothing. Patricia leaned forward. Emma, sweetheart, think about this. Derek really does care about you. We just wanted financial security. Is that so wrong? What's wrong, Emma said, her voice stronger than I'd heard all day, is that you pretended to love me. What's wrong is that you've done this to other women. What's wrong is that you showed up the day after my wedding with papers to steal everything my parents worked for. You're being dramatic, Derek scoffed. We're married. Married people share assets. That's normal. Normal people don't bring power of attorney papers 24 hours after the wedding, I shot back. Normal people don't have 2 previous marriages following the exact same pattern. Normal people don't have their mothers hire lawyers before the honeymoon. Detective Warren entered the office. Sorry to interrupt, but I thought you'd all want to know. I've been in contact with Derek's 2 previous victims. Both women are willing to testify about their experiences. Both cases follow an identical pattern to what happened with Emma. We're building a case for conspiracy to commit fraud, identity theft, since Derek used fake background information in his courtship, and attempted grand larceny. Patricia's confident demeanor cracked. You can't prove we planned anything. Actually, we can. Detective Warren held up a phone. Rachel Winters, Derek's second wife, kept recordings. She suspected something was wrong and documented everything. In those recordings,
Patricia explicitly discusses targeting wealthy women and the strategies to access their money. She was smart enough not to put it in writing, but she didn't know she was being recorded. Richard Walsh stood up abruptly. "I need to confer with my clients." "Take your time," Michael said cheerfully. "But know this, we're not settling. We're prosecuting. The DA's office is very interested in this case." After they left for a private room, Emma turned to me. "Adelaide, I'm sorry. You tried to warn me and I called you paranoid." "You're my sister," I said. "I'll always protect you, even when you don't want to be protected." Detective Warren sat down. "Ms. Morrison, Emma, I need to prepare you. This is going to be public. The media will cover this story. Are you ready for that?" Emma nodded slowly. "If it stops them from doing this to someone else? Then yes, I'm ready." 2 months later, we stood outside the courthouse. The judge had just sentenced Derek to 5 years in prison and Patricia to 3 years. "Well," Michael said with satisfaction, "that went even better than expected." "Plus, full restitution to all 3 victims," Detective Warren added. Patricia had nearly $400,000 hidden in offshore accounts, money she'd helped Derek steal over the years. Emma shook her head. "I still can't believe they actually thought they'd get away with it." "The recordings destroyed their defense," Michael said. "Patricia explicitly discussed targeting you, Emma. She researched your family's net worth, timed the proposal, prepared the documents." "How are Jennifer and Rachel doing?" Emma asked. "Derek's other victims." "They're relieved," Detective Warren answered. "They both felt guilty for years. Now they know it wasn't their fault. These 2 were professional con artists." I put my arm around Emma. "You turned your pain into justice. That takes courage." "I had help," Emma said, squeezing my hand. "If you hadn't acted so fast, if Michael hadn't frozen my accounts, if Detective Warren hadn't found the other marriages, they would have succeeded." Patricia's lawyer approached. "Ms. Morrison, my client wants to apologize. She asked if she could speak with you." "No," Emma said immediately. "I don't want her apology. She's sorry she got caught, not sorry for what she did. She helped her son target and con 3 women. Tell Patricia that Emma has nothing to say to her, now or ever," I added. "Any attempt to contact Emma will be considered harassment. The restraining order is in effect for 5 years." After the lawyer left, Detective Warren turned to Emma. "The DA is using this case as a precedent for future romance fraud prosecutions. Your willingness to testify made a huge difference." "I'm just glad it's over," Emma admitted. Michael checked his watch. "Good news on the financial front. The court ordered Derek to return every gift you gave him. Jennifer and Rachel are getting restitution from the recovered funds." "I don't want Derek's money," Emma said. "Give my portion to a charity that helps victims of financial fraud." "That's generous," Michael replied. "But Emma, you're entitled to it." "I still have everything my parents left me," Emma said. "Let that money help people who lost everything." "You're a good person, Emma," Detective Warren said. "Too good for what happened to you." "She's strong," I said proudly. "Stronger than she knew." Emma hugged me. "I should have listened to you from the beginning." "You listen now," I said. "That's what matters." Michael gathered his papers. "Derek and Patricia Coleman are going to prison. Emma's inheritance is secure, and we've set a precedent for prosecuting this fraud. I'd call that a victory." "A complete victory," I agreed. Emma looked thoughtful. "You know what the worst part was? Not the money he tried to steal. It was realizing Derek never loved me at all. Everything was calculated and fake." "But now you know you're stronger than you thought," I said. "You fought back. You testified. You helped send them to prison."
I learned the difference between revenge and justice, Emma said. Revenge would have been trying to hurt them back. Justice is what we did. We used the law, gathered evidence, and let the system work. And it worked, Michael added. Justice was served. Have you ever ignored a warning from someone who loved you and lived to regret it? What would you have done if your new spouse showed up with papers to take your inheritance the day after your wedding? Like and subscribe for more stories about people who refused to be victims and fought back the right way.